Today guys, we are back again with another custom build in GTA 5 Online. Today we are going to be modifying the 8F Drafter. I haven't done this in a while. The last time I did a custom build for this car was when I did the first ever custom build on this channel. So it's been a fairly long time and I have a pretty cool customization in mind that I wanted to share with you guys. So with that said, I hope you go on to enjoy the video. Just before we get into it, if you guys do want to see any other custom builds, be sure to comment some other cars that you want to see down below in the comment section. And there's also a playlist link down below with a ton of other vehicles I've made builds for in the past, so check it out if you're interested. Anyways, with that said, I hope you go on to enjoy the video, and without further ado, let's get into it. First up, let's start off with the wheels. Now, I think the perfect wheels for this vehicle are going to be the deep flake street rims. I think they're going to suit the build fairly well, but if you wanted to go with something else, the Cosmo Mark III street rims are also pretty damn nice, so I would recommend picking one or the other. If you want to get rid of the chrome look, I guess, then just pick some different wheels, but I think they're going to suit the build pretty well in the end game. Next up is going to be the spoiler options. This car has 9 different options available. Honestly, all of the spoilers are pretty nice, and when you make your way into the wings, they're also not too bad up until you get to the GT spoiler. Not really feeling that one. I think the perfect one for this build, though, is going to be the small lip spoiler. It's very subtle, and we're going to be creating a very simple build today, but it is going to look amazing. So I think the small lip spoiler is the perfect one to go with today. Next up, we have the front bumper. You're pretty much just messing around with the splitter here. There's a few cool looking options, I guess. The racing splitter honestly isn't really that bad. I would normally put something like this on, but for this build, I think we're going to end up going with the street splitter. It's practically the exact same as the racing splitter, just without those bars connecting it to the front bumper. If you don't like this, then just keep it either stock or throw the carbon front splitter on. But for this build, I think the street splitter looks pretty awesome. Plus, I kind of like the design of it. It looks pretty cool. Next up is going to be the rear bumper. You're just modifying the diffuser here, so you have a very simple one, a painted rear diffuser. Doesn't really make too much of a difference. Then you have the painted custom diffuser, which adds a little bit of style to the vehicle, and then the carbon custom diffuser. I think for this build, we're just going to throw the painted one on. It'll be a little bit cheaper, plus we're most likely going to be making this car black in the end, so it's going to look pretty damn nice, and you could save a tiny bit of money.
By the way, be sure to check out Digizani. You could purchase games, gaming accessories, and in-game currency for all your favorite games, like GTA 5, Forza, and many more. Use code FROLICKS at checkout and get a 10% discount.
Next up is going to be the skirts. This car only has 4 skirt options: stock skirts, carbon, street, and sport skirts. Personally, I like the look of these street skirts. They're a little smaller than the sport skirts and look a lot nicer than the carbon ones. So that's what we're going to throw on today. Next up is going to be the exhaust options. We have the stock, oval, then titanium, titanium tuner, twin carbon, race exhaust, and then the big bore exhaust. Personally, I love going with titanium, and I really like the titanium tuner exhaust. It looks pretty awesome, and I'm pretty sure it suits this build better than any of the other exhaust options we have. Next up is going to be the chassis. It's pretty much just messing with a roof rack, vortex generators, or carbon vortex generators. If you guys want to throw one of these on, throw it on. Honestly, for this build, I would probably go with the roof rack, but I don't really know if I want to put this on yet because I think it looks really ugly. So for right now, we're going to leave it off, but we might throw it on at the end. Next up, we have the grill options. We have a stock grill, a chrome grill, a carbon grill, a performance grill, and then a sports grill, which pretty much just removes the middle part of the grill. Now, for this build, I would normally go with the carbon grill, but since we're going to be painting the car black, we really don't need to throw this on because you're not really going to see the carbon all that much. So we could just leave it stock and it'll still look practically the same. Plus, you save a little bit of money there as well. But if you wanted to throw something like the chrome grill or maybe the performance grill on, then honestly just do it. It's your choice. It's going to look pretty awesome either way. Next up, we have the hood options. They start off fairly basic and start to get a little bit more complex as we go down. In my opinion, every single one of these hoods look pretty damn amazing, except for the carbon ones. I don't really like those. All of the other ones, though, look really nice. If I had to go with one, I would probably go with the performance hood, or I would probably go with the vented hood. Since we're looking at doing something kind of subtle here, we're probably going to end up going with the vented hood. But if you wanted to pick something else, honestly, the race hood is pretty sick and the performance hood is pretty sick. So pick one of those if you like. But for this build, at least for right now, we're going to be throwing on the vented hood. Next up is going to be the mirrors. If you want to, you can throw some custom mirrors on. In my opinion, you really don't need this because, like I said, we're going to be painting the car black. If you're not painting the car black, then maybe the custom mirrors would be good for you, but it's up to you in the end game. We're going to save some money and we're not going to throw it on. Next up is the window deflectors. Please don't put this on. That's all I'm saying. Just don't put this on, please God. Just don't. Next up, we have some roof options, starting off with a roof scoop, then a roof spoiler, then a carbon roof spoiler, then the tuner kit, and then the racing kit. I mean, honestly, they all look okay except for the ones with the roof scoop. If I were to go with one, I'd probably end up going with the carbon roof spoiler, but since we're doing it all black, we would just go with the regular roof spoiler. But I'm not feeling it for this build, so we're just going to keep the roof completely stock. Next up is going to be suspension, starting off with stock suspension, and then taking a look at race suspension. We are actually going to be throwing race suspension on this build because I think it's going to look awesome. If you guys wanted to, though, and you wanted to see the full wheels, I'd recommend going with sport suspension. I think it's the perfect one for practically any car. If you wanted to make it a little higher, though, street suspension can do you no wrong. For this car, though, the perfect fitment, in my opinion, would be sport suspension. But like I said, for this build, we're going to throw the race one on. Like I said, in terms of the colorway, we are going to be going with an all black. It is completely blacked out, pure black paint job, and boy, does it look nice. And the headlights really, really look nice with this colorway as well. I think it looks pretty perfect. There's obviously a lot of other colors I would throw on this car, like a nice ultra blue. But if I wanted to make it more of a badass type of look, I would probably go with a dark gray, maybe a nice white or a cream or an off-white, or obviously a pure black. I think these colors would look really, really nice on this car. And obviously in terms of the windows, obviously just throw some LIMO window tint on there and you got a fully blacked out whip. We also have some really nice livery options. I'm going to be going over my favorite ones right now. The twin white stripes with the black paint job looks flawless. It looks absolutely stunning, and I'm really debating about putting this one on. I'm also a huge fan of the Obey stripe. This just looks really, really, really nice. I'm loving the look of it. It looks pretty sick as well. And it's also fairly simple. I mean, it's really not too crazy. It looks pretty damn nice. I'm honestly considering throwing this one on as well. You're going to have to give me a minute and let me think about this, because they both look really nice and they suit the car very well. Honestly, when it comes down to it in the end, I think we're going to end up going with the Obey stripe. I just think this livery looks absolutely perfect on this car. The twin white stripes look nice, but I did want something on the sides just because it made the car look a little bit plain with the white stripes. Not saying they look bad at all, they look beautiful, but I think this livery just suits the car perfectly, and I absolutely love the look of it. Let me know what you guys think of it down below in the comment section, and like I said, honestly, some other really amazing colorways that you could throw on this car would be a nice dark gray, like a black steel or something like that, or even throwing an off-white, a cream white, or an ice white on would also look really, really nice in my opinion. But I honestly think the car looks amazing the way it is. Like I said, we were going for more of a subtle look to it, and I think we hit it out of the park. I'm really, really liking this, and I think I'm going to end up making this car in GTA Online. I'm also going to buy it in Grand RP and make this one of my family vehicles because it looks absolutely stunning. Anyways, that is pretty much going to wrap the video up for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, if you guys want to check out any other custom builds, the link is down below in the description. There's a playlist there with a ton of other builds I've done in the past, so be sure to check it out if you guys are interested. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will catch you guys in the next one.